True Capitalist Radio. I'm the badass of business and the prognosticator of prognosticators. Give CIA levels of assessments, predicting the future. The future. The future. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. Sparking synapses in the internet underground. Everyone knows who I am. The world is my chessboard and war is the tool of the game. Don't hate me, I'm just a messenger. Say what you want about me, but I speak the truth. The truth, the truth. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. Now get ready. True Capitalist Radio starts now. Right now. Fucking punks. Fucking punks. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fucking punks.
What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me today. This is episode number 760, episode number 760 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show across the internets and throughout the world. And let everybody you know, let them all know that the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is in effect and in the house. And once again, we are live typically every Monday. All right, I'm going to try to make that a little bit more habitual. Every Monday, 5 p.m. Central Standard United States Texas time, I should say. And if you don't know, then follow me on X or Twitter, The Ghost Report, at Twitter, X, whatever, The Ghost Report, all one word, no underscores, The Ghost Report. Anyway, I know it's been some time since I've conducted a broadcast because I really don't have any optimism, to be completely honest with you, to conduct this broadcast. I tried to tell each and every one of you in 2024 that everything that is happening now was going to happen, and now that it's happening, it's kind of a little bit of a melancholy attitude when it comes to this broadcast. But since I've had a lot of requests that, hey, Ghost, we want to hear True Capitalist Radio again, let's go ahead and do it, all right? So we start off every time on the True Capitalist Radio show with the markets, so let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Now, folks, before we get into markets, I want to say cheers to Valentine Broadcasting, who hooked it up with 5 gifted subs over there at Rumble, and I want to say cheers to Moose10321. Cheers to you, man. Thank you very much for the $5 Rumble rant. All right, let us continue here, folks. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial. As a matter of fact, everything is down. Everything is down. And I tried to tell you that this was going to happen. I've been trying to tell you for the past many shows that you shouldn't have pretty much, look, You shouldn't have any significant portion of your wealth in any of these markets at this point in time. I have been telling everybody leading into this that you should be cash heavy, you should be invested in metals, and taking a look at real estate. And I'm not talking about the real estate in markets where it's been beat up, like, I don't know, Miami or New York. I'm talking about these mid-level markets where everybody's moving to now, and real estate is going up. So these are the three things that are in my portfolio, and I've been trying to suggest that here going towards, into this administration in 24. Now, let's go ahead and talk about it.
For $1.
Thank you, Haywood, for the Buy Me a Coffee. Yes, we're going to talk about Iran today. Thank you very much. Devious Day, $5 Rumble Ran. What did you eat for breakfast today? I need a lowdown on your colon situation. Well, there you go. I had your traditional American breakfast, all right? Sausage, eggs, and biscuits, believe it or not. All right, folks, the Dow Jones Industrial is down. Now, why is it down? Because whatever Trump does, whatever Trump says, literally moves the markets, and I think it's way dangerous to be putting, look, it's one thing to put a small amount of your capital into the markets to try to pattern trade or something. I would not buy anything but micro or small caps, and even then, you're not going to see anything yield from that for at least 5 years, possibly longer, considering the economic damage that Trump is doing right now. Now, of course, the reason we're seeing negativity in the markets is because the tariffs that Trump unilaterally implemented as the executive without going through Congress were struck down by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has pretty much nullified all these big tariffs that Trump has been implementing on countries, and now he's trying to use other methods, which we're going to talk about later, in which he's going to implement these tariffs. So it's a damn mess. All right, nobody knows what the hell's going on here. So that's why everybody is uncertain. I tried to tell you that this was going to be a major factor in the economic downturn of this country because this tariff nonsense has been done before. All right, it's been done in the 1930s, and what happened after the tariff protectionism of the 1930s? None other than the Great Depression, which, folks, I think we're going towards right now, which is what I called in 2024. And for all those that you don't want to remember, you want to forget, it's all in the archive on the live section of my YouTube channel is where you catch all those shows in 24 where I tried to tell you folks not to fuck. I didn't even want this guy in the damn primary because I knew this was going to happen. But belligerent Brian, I should entertain selling my shares of Rio Tinto Mining. I'm up 50% on it. Well, I don't know. Mining stocks are a little risky. If you're up on it, I would entertain an exit point. But let's get back to the Dow. Okay, the Dow Jones Industrial is down 1.66% on the day. All right, closing out the Dow at 48,804.06 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. Remember Pam Bondi? Yeah, she was testifying. I don't know why we're talking about the Epstein files. The Dow Jones Industrial is 50,000 points. Well, it ain't 50,000 points anymore there, Pammy. We've got the S&P 500. It is down 1.04%, closing out the S&P at 6,837.75 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. It is also down 1.13%. People are finally starting to recognize that this AI hype may not be all it's cracked up to be. And we're not actually seeing any true AI integration into corporations. From my perspective, folks, and we've talked about this in the Inner Circle, by the way. Cheers to the Inner Circle. But we've been discussing how many of these companies that are laying off people, you're seeing massive amounts of layoffs on the corporate level. I think we saw tens of thousands of jobs recently being laid off by Amazon, and many of the excuses that these corporations give are AI. And look, none of the AI is actually being implemented to offset these jobs. It's just being used as an excuse to lay off people so that they can continue to invest because many people don't know the direction of AI. We've just been overhyped by the folks that are either making it, creating it, or have venture capital in it. And they're telling us it's the future. They're telling us it's going to take out these jobs. And folks, it hasn't. What it's done for corporate America is give them an excuse to lay off people so that it gives them a pretty good PR face of doing it. Because the whole reason why corporations are laying off people right now is because they need to get their bottom line straight because the profits aren't coming in. The profits aren't coming in. So the corporate trick is that you lay off, you cut, so that the next quarter, what would traditionally be going out is no longer going out. So it's technically added as profits. So this is what's going on right now in the corporate world. They're utilizing AI as an excuse for these layoffs, and they're truly not implementing AI into these corporate layoffs. It's an excuse. And moreover, there's not too much profit going on in the AI space. It's all speculation. So people are now starting to get tentative in the AI space, and that's why you're seeing a major decline right now in the NASDAQ. Once again, the NASDAQ closing out at 22,627.27 points for the NASDAQ composite. Oil has been going up lately because of this tentative international conflict that we have going on with Iran. And also the situation going on between Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine continues to deplete the infrastructure and the oil resources of Russia to try to cripple them economically. And of course, if we hit up Iran, there's going to be some disruption in the transport of Middle Eastern oil. So this is something that is being factored in by the commodities traders that are trading oil today. And it is down 0.29%, modestly. Current price for a barrel of oil of WTI sweet crude is $66.29 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Now let's get to the commodities. Let's get to the metals, shall we? The metals. Let's get to the goddamn metals. I've been telling you folks for a long time, ever since the Fed raised rates, all right, in March of 2022. I even have been telling people for the past 10 years to start accumulating metals. And let me tell you something, if you have listened to Ghost, you're probably fucking heel kicking in wealth, all right? Now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at metals here. Gold right now, it is up 2.64%. It is up $135.11 on the day, closing out gold at $5,244.32 per troy ounce of gold.
I'd buy that for $1.
And hold on, we got Art Hammond here. I'll get to yours at Art Hammond in just a second. Silver, which is what I've been telling you all to take a look at. You're going to get more yield for your dollar on investment. And if you listen to me, as little as last year, all right, you could have gotten in on silver as little as last year in the $20 range and would be up tremendously. Now, look, I think that metals are going to continue to go up. If you've taken a look at my website, ghost.report, I'm actually uploading exclusive video material up there. I discussed, I think it was early February, when we were seeing this massive pullback. When we saw silver, let's go ahead and take a look at it. When we saw silver go and take this spike, and then we saw this pullback, I put out a video and said, look, let me tell you what's happening. What's happening right now when it comes to this spike, this right here was the banks running up the price of silver, okay? Running up the price of silver. Now, as they were running up, the banks were shorting the silver market. And in this crash right here, it was, I wouldn't call it a crash, I would call it more of a flash dip, is where the banks, I'm talking every United States bank, made over $1 trillion on this short. Now, why is the bank doing this? Well, folks, right now, the bank has more outgoing loans than it has cash reserves. And this is a way, believe it or not, for the banks to recapitalize their cash reserves so that they can get more fiat from the Federal Reserve. I know it's a very complicated system. It's called the fractional reserve system, meaning that all of our savings accounts that we have at the bank is using each dollar that we have saved, okay, and lending out $10 for every $1 that they have saved. Now, this is called fractional reserve banking. And when you have more outgoing, you need to recapitalize in order to continue lending. Now, the only way you're going to continue lending and have the Federal Reserve give you more money is if you have cash reserves comparable for them to liquidity inject, is what they call it. And let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that, okay? Let's just talk, because I know this is very complicated stuff, but I definitely want people to understand what the hell is happening here, okay? Now, what's happening is you've got the banks shorting. They made $1 trillion, okay? They made $1 trillion, and what do? They don't just keep the cash. what they have to do as a part of their cash reserve in order to offset the fractional reserve lending that they have outgoing is they have to purchase treasuries. They have to purchase bonds. Now, if you take a look, right after the crash on the silver market, which was caused by the shorting of the banks, okay, we had a massive dip in treasuries. Now, why did we have a massive dip in treasuries when we've got the government pending on a shutdown? We just went through a shutdown. They're spending out the ass, all right? Why in the hell would anybody be purchasing, especially 10-year treasury notes at this point in time? Because, folks, it's the banks. It was our own banks that created this dip in the treasury market, okay, so that they could use, because, by the way, banks use treasuries as a cash reserve so that just in case there's a run at the bank, in theory, they could sell these bonds and be able to offset those that are trying to take their money out of the bank. So, once again, I know it's a very complicated situation that I'm explaining to you, but what I'm explaining to you is fractional reserve banking 101. The banks, once again, they ran up the price of silver, which it'll continue to go up, and I'll mention that, and I'll take a little bit of a soliloquy about that in a minute. They ran it up. They shorted the silver market, got $1 trillion in profits. They buy the treasury yields, because why else would the treasury yields be going down? Look at this. Why would they be going down? Because the banks are buying them to keep them as reserves. Okay, so that's why 10-year treasury note is at a fucking the lowest level this year, and it's continuing to going down because these fucking banks are buying up the treasuries. Why? Because of our tariffs. We've got China selling. We've got our fucking our goddamn allies selling our treasuries. We've got to buy them. We've got to buy them. And guess what? Even though the Fed has not lowered rates, even though Trump has been trying to nominate or is going to nominate some Federal Reserve chairman that's going to bring down the rates, all right, mortgage rates just dropped below 6%. Lowest level since 2022. So this is what's happening right now, folks. So what's happening is a prepping for a potential decrease in the Federal Reserve interest rate. And what's going to happen is a recession or a depression, all right? What's going to happen here is a recession or a depression. Now, let me explain why, okay? Institutional investors in the stock market at this point in time know what's going on, okay? Take a look at this, all right? Breaking, institutional investors sold a net $8.3 billion of U.S. equities last week, the second largest weekly sale on record. Meanwhile, retail investors bought $1 billion, posting their fifth consecutive weekly purchase. Isn't this what I've been saying the whole time? That retail investors are the only thing keeping this goddamn ridiculous, overinflated, high-priced stock market alive? These morons that made money with the Wall Street bets bullshit and now think, I mean, they're trying to chase that high. They're trying to chase that high of that post-COVID boom. They're trying to chase that easy money. It's a fucking casino now for the retail investors. It's a casino. That's why I'm telling everybody right now, do not keep a significant portion of your wealth in the stock market. It is way too risky, all right? It is way too risky. So anyway, hedge funds bought $1.2 billion, making their eighth weekly purchase in the last 9. Total equity ETF posted is $2.2 billion in inflows last week, while single stocks saw $8.3 billion in outflows. All right, so institutions are getting the fuck out of stocks. They're getting out of stocks. I mean, they should have been doing this a long time ago, but they got a bunch of idiots in the retail investment market that are continuing to get whatever beans they've got, whatever credit they have, and they're investing in this goddamn market. It's pathetic. I mean, it is utterly pathetic. And I don't understand why anyone is still investing in this market right now. These prices are unbelievably high. Unbelievably high. And guess what? The reason institution is leaving the market, the reason that you got the banks, running up silver, shorting it, and buying treasuries is because there is a liquidity shortage, okay? There's not that much cash to go around. That's why I've been telling you folks for a long period of time, for at least a year or two, to start saving your fucking cash, because cash is not going to be, it's not going to be circulated as much. Take a look at this. Dollar rallies as weak stocks spur liquidity demand for the dollar. Now, I know there's these folks out here that are going to say, well, Ghost, I mean, I'm actually losing money because of inflation. The dollar's going down on the dollar index. Yeah, we're not in an international market anymore, thanks to this administration. We are now in a national market in which the dollar, whether it's accepted in the international community or not, is still very important to survive in this country. And unfortunately, all the post-COVID savings, all the post-COVID money, the loans, the PPP, all that shit's gone. And where did all that money go? It went right into the corporations' hands. All right, I'm talking to the big corporations. I mean, let me prove it to you. All right, let's go take a look. Let's take a look at personal savings. All right, let's take a look at a chart of personal savings. Let's take a look at this. Let me switch up the chart to a line chart here. Put the PC shot on. This is household savings rate right now. And take a look at this. This was COVID. This is prime COVID. All right, the largest savings in personal savings in American history, and we have pissed it all away. We've pissed all this away. There's not that much money anymore. There's not that much money. And everybody who has money and who's saving it ain't spending it. And those who spent it, they didn't just spend their money. They've also have themselves in massive amounts of debt. All right? We have that's what's causing the liquidity crisis, is that there's massive amounts of debt. And let me tell you something, there's no end in sight. The only thing that we can do, or I should say the banks can do, is what they're doing now. What they're doing now is they are trying to recoup some of the money through these, I just talked about the silver market. They're trying to buy treasuries, and they're trying to get these liquidity injections by the Fed. Now, there's been many different liquidity injections. There's been at least about, 40 billion liquidity injections by the Federal Reserve into the market. I'm talking into the banking system in December alone. In December alone, we've seen at least 40 billion in liquidity injections. We just saw one last week for 16 billion. Now, I know many people are saying, oh, well, that's printing the money. Why is the Fed printing the money? They're printing the money because the Fed sees it okay that the banks now have treasuries to offset the liquidity that's going to be injected into the banking system. Now, what does that mean when there's liquidity or fiat currency being put into the banking system? It means that the weak dollar, because there's not that many dollars being circulated, the banks are going to be able to lend. They're going to be able to lend, and just in time, because we're going to have a Federal Reserve chairman that promises to bring down the interest rates, okay? So how we're going to bounce back, this happens every time, folks. Every fucking recession, every time. The banks are going to use the folks that are coming up, you know, the latter part of the millennial, the Gen Zers that are up and coming, that don't have credit or have good credit, and to use them to lend out the liquidity injections that have been newly injected by the Fed to these groups of folks in order for them to spend and do this shit all over again. All right? So that's where we're at right now when it comes to the American economy. That's why I'm telling you, stay out of stocks. Metals heavy. I don't see metals going anywhere. We've got Bank of America claiming that silver is going to go to $360. Now, I don't know if it's going to go that high, but I'll tell you right now, I think that silver goes way higher than I anticipated in older shows. All right, take a look at this. Strong price gains in gold and silver on safe haven bids. All right, as I've been stating, I think that this silver pullback was temporary. And the reason it's temporary, because I just explained to you why it happened. It happened so that the fucking banks can recapitalize their reserves, buy treasuries, bring down the interest rates on mortgages, and have all this pathway just in time for the Federal Reserve to drop rates. And if the Federal Reserve drops rates, the fucking price of gold and silver is going to go even higher. Because as I've stated, if you've listened to me for years, I've stated that the price of gold and silver is basically a value test of how valuable the fiat currency paired with it is. So the higher the price of gold and silver, the less strength, the less buying power that dollar has. Okay, so the lower the price of gold and silver, the higher the buying power of that dollar. So that's where we're at right now. Once again, we have a fucking Trump. He wants the Fed to lower rates. I just explained what the banks are doing. And, of course, the fucking federal government is not going to stop spending money, which is another factor of inflation. Because what did we just approve here last month to avoid a shutdown? Or it shut down for about a week. What did we say? It was like $1.7 trillion to kick this can down the road to like June or some shit. All right? Where does all that money go? That money actually is paid to whoever in the United States, given to whoever in the United States, and it's circulated. So that means that that fiat or that debt-ridden money is being circulated, which brings up the prices of everything. So, folks, this is where we're at this point. I am bullish on silver and gold. I am bullish on the U.S. dollar for the United States dollar spending purposes for United States citizens. If you are an international investor, I would probably stay away from the U.S. dollar. All right, but if you're a United States citizen, you better save your fucking money. I've been telling you this since March of 2022. You people that have been listening to me for years know it. You people know it, and I'm glad we don't see too many trolls in here today, because I'm glad you people are starting to recognize that Ghost isn't a fucking idiot. All right? That Ghost isn't a fucking idiot, and he's been telling you this, and I'm just saying. And by the way, something's got to give when it comes to the interest rates, when it comes to the housing market. I have to agree with the younger generations, even though they piss and moan about a lot, okay? I'll give you young people this. Housing right now is completely ridiculous in price. Completely ridiculous in price. Take a look at this. U.S. housing market reaches the most unaffordable level in history. And unfortunately, for you young people, it ain't going to get any better. It ain't going to get any better, because what's going to happen, folks, is when the interest rates come down, artificially, by default, everything goes up in price. Everything goes up in price. And I don't see the real estate market at all. Maybe in some overinflated markets that went up 100% in the past 4 years or something ridiculous like that. I would stay away from those markets. But I think real estate is still a great investment, especially if you're going to live in it. All right? But it is very expensive, and you got to buy a house like you're buying a fucking stock. You want to buy low, sell high. All right? And don't fall in love with a home either, because it's just a place to live. So just remember that, folks, all right? But I do agree with you young people. These prices of homes are getting unbelievable, and I'm starting to understand where you're coming from. Anyway, look, I'm spending a lot of time on the finance because I know there's people that are asking, Ghost, what the hell's going on here? Well, I hope that I've given you a synopsis, all right, in what the hell is happening to our economy, because this was predictable, and I tried to tell you all in 2024. I tried to tell you all, but no. Everybody called me a fucking Democrat. Everybody called me a loser. I don't. Everybody called me a fucking jerk. I don't know they thought I was messing around. Well, take a look at where we're at now, buddy. All right? Take a look at where we're at now. Let's continue. All right? Let's talk a little bit about crypto, because I know people are asking me, Ghost, what the hell has happened into crypto? I told you people to stay away from crypto altogether. All right? I told you people to stay away from crypto, and I said, you people that are buying the dip, you're just allowing BlackRock, and take a look at BlackRock this week alone. Take a look at this. All right, I tried to tell you, put the PC. BlackRock just started aggressively liquidating Bitcoin. They're not stop dumping millions every few minutes. That look, they know something's really bad is coming. No, you stupid fucking crypto tars. This was the scam the whole time. All right, this was the scam the whole time. You morons continue to buy it. I've been trying to tell you this for the past 2 fucking years, you fucking idiots. When you started seeing BlackRock accumulating Bitcoin, even though in 2017 they called it a piece of shit or whatever they called it, all right, that should have told you that you need to get the fuck away from this shit, all right? I mean, they're the second largest fucking holder of Bitcoin next to Satoshi, okay? And guess what they're doing? I keep telling you this. I've been telling you people this for 2 fucking years. They're fucking running up the price. They're doing the same thing the banks are doing. The only difference is that they're taking the profits and putting it in their pocket. The banks, at least, are recapitalizing their fucking reserves so they can lend us more money, for Christ's sake. But what they're doing is they're running up the price. All right? They've got fucking this idiot who's fucking running BlackRock. They got that idiot Michael Saylor. They got all these crypto tards. Hey, buy the dip, buy the dip. And these fucking idiots are literally incrementally selling off, taking the profits, all while shorting the shit at the same time. So they're making money running it up, and they're making money, fucking as it's coming down. You know what I'm saying? So I've been trying to tell you this for 2 years, and you crypto tards just don't want to believe it. Y'all are like a fucking asshole boomer in a wheelchair spending their damn Social Security money at a fucking casino fucking table or some shit. And Belligerent Brian, me and my girlfriend are entertaining moving to Poland because the housing costs in UK are insane. That sucks, dude. But you have to do what you have to do. All right? I mean, you have to remember, I know that people have an affinity to where they grew up or where they were. But, man, if you're not living your good life, if you're not living a comfortable life, then you need to entertain going elsewhere to have a comfortable life and not be miserable. You know, I mean, that's the whole point of working. That's the whole point of saving money and shit. And old man Frank, so when you say hoard cash, do you mean physical cash or money in your bank account? Both, old man Frank, just as long as you have it accessible. And the reason I'm saying that you need to have cash on hand is because even though everything like food and, you know, shit like that is going up in price, I mean, things that would make you feel comfortable or make you feel like you're living lavish, like Rolex watches, they are going down in tremendous price. People are fucking selling them for cash. I mean, you could buy a $20,000 Rolex for like $4,000. All right? Because somebody's desperate, maybe even cheaper, that sort of thing. You're going to have a lot of folks selling cars for dirt cheap. You're going to have a lot of folks that are just selling, and that's going to keep you comfortable. That's going to keep you, because you want accessibility. You want accessibility to your cash because cash will be king. It's still king. You want to know why I know that we're going into a bad part of the economy? If you ever go to Craigslist, go to the resume section of wherever you're at and take a look at how many women are going up there trying to prostitute themselves. When you start seeing that, you know we're in a bad situation. But anyway, getting back to crypto, once again, BlackRock, I tried to tell you for fucking past 2 years that they're doing this. You crypto tards refuse to believe me, and not only are they selling, Satoshi Airy holders who had left their goddamn wallets dormant are fucking selling too. Look at this. New Satoshi Airy era whale exits after 15 years, dumps 750 million Bitcoin. And this is not the only one. All these fucking old Satoshi whales are all liquidating their shit. So all you idiots that are out there saying, buy the dip, you're only fucking giving your money to these morons. You're only giving your money to these idiots. And I just, what is it going to take for you morons to understand that this is what's happening to you? And by the way, did you take a look at fucking Bitcoin's price? Give me a break. Look at this. $64,000. I'm surprised it's still even that price. I can't believe that there are still that many idiots that believe that they're going to make what? Look, if you didn't invest when I told you to invest in crypto in 2017, and by the way, that's why I have a lot of whale trolls on the Ghost Show, is because they listened to me in 2017 and they made a fucking fortune. All right? Now, that day of like investing in Bitcoin at like $800 and then before you know it, it's 60 or 70K, those days are gone, dude. All right? I mean, when I told you folks to get into Ethereum back in 2017, Ethereum was fucking $12. All right? Litecoin was $7 when I was telling you folks to entertain this shit. All right? It's gone. It's over. And the minute it was over, when we started seeing not necessarily BlackRock, because BlackRock came in after this, but when we started seeing that NFT trash, when we started seeing NFTs, all right, when we started seeing digital images going for millions of dollars, I'm telling you right now, that right there should have been a warning call that this shit was a fucking scam, or it turned into a scam. I didn't think it was a scam the whole time, but it turned into a scam. Remember, the whole reason, at least according to Satoshi, whoever the hell that is. Yeah, thank you, Hair of the Dog. F you. Satoshi said that the whole reason he created it was an alternative to fiat currency, so it can operate outside the banking system. And now it's turned from a currency to a, I don't know, you've got morons believing it's a custodian of wealth like gold, which I think is fucking ridiculous. All right? I think it's ridiculous. But anyway, let's go ahead and transition, no pun intended, from markets to domestic news and politics. Tomorrow, folks, is the State of the Union. And let me tell you, I don't think the State of the Union is very good. I've been trying to tell you folks that it ain't looking good, but according to Trump, I mean, we're fucking booming. Are you fucking kidding me? According to Trump, the economy has never been better. And he came out and talked today. He looked a little haggard. I'm kind of interested to see what he's going to look like tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm going to be doing the Ghost Show at about 8 p.m. But put the piece. No, I'm not streaming it on the Ghost Show. I don't really care what this dude says. He ain't gonna. Whatever he says, it's not going to make the country any better. He's already done the damage, so I don't really care what he has to say. But this is pretty much what you're going to hear. All right, this is pretty much what you're going to hear. Listen to this.
We have a country that's now doing well. We have the greatest economy we've ever had.
Greatest economy.
Most activity we've ever had. I'm making a speech tomorrow night, and you'll be hearing me say that. I mean, it's going to be a long speech because we have so much to talk about.
A long speech because we have so much to talk about? What do we have to talk about, Trump? I mean, what? I mean, you've ruined the country. I'm not just saying that. I know you morons that are MAGA people are like, oh, he's got Trump derangement syndrome. I told you that everything that was going to happen in 24 is fucking happening. The only thing that hasn't happened yet is a shutdown because of some fucking virus, which I don't think that's out of the question either. All right? I don't think that's fucking out of the question either. And by the way, take a look at the poll, dude. Look at this. It's official. Most of the State of the Union is not strong enough, and the U.S. is worst off, according to a poll. Okay? I mean, most Americans, I mean, those that aren't grifting off this MAGA shit, okay, really realize that, you know, they done goofed by electing this guy. And I tried to tell you, this was not hard to predict. All right, all this shit that's happening was absolutely not hard to predict. And so what's Trump doing, you know, to make America great again? Well, first of all, he's enriching himself. I mean, his latest venture, you hear about this? Trump Organization signs deal for first Australian skyscraper. The 91-story skyscraper, which developers say will become the country's tallest building, is planned for the Gold Coast, a popular seaside destination in the state of Queensland. So this is one of many deals that he's using his presidency to make money, to fatten his pockets, which is completely illegal. All right? You should not be doing this as a public servant. But you know what? Here we are. You know, you got fucking idiot American people who can't even afford their food, but because they have sold their soul to this MAGA trash, they're going to say, so what? So what if he does? Who cares? And not to mention, Trump, in the same speech that I just showed you, he said something very interesting, which I think most people should find concerning. I think he may be out of it. He doesn't look like he's in good health. He certainly does not, he's not making good decisions like he's in good health. All right?
I'd buy that for $1.
And hold on, I'll take that here in a minute. Hey, I got to read one by Art Hammond as well. Here, take a listen to what he says here, okay? This is the same speech earlier today. Take a listen to what he says here.
These are great people, and we're never going to forget them. I'll never forget them. I don't know how long I'll be around. Got a lot of people gunning for me, don't I, huh? But
I don't know how long I'll be
I will
around.
not forget them. I'm never going to forget them.
Well, great. I'm sure everybody who has been covering for this guy in the Epstein files, that has been championing for this guy, even though everything's going the complete opposite that he said. So what if you appreciate him? That's the thing about Trump. This is not about Trump anymore, because Trump, he's 80 years old. He obviously is in not good shape. He's not in good shape health-wise. He's dropped subtle hints that he may not be able to finish his term. I mean, that right there was a very eerie statement. And I think this is a threat to national security. All right? I mean, the fact that this guy is, knows something, obviously, that he's not in good shape. He may not be in the best mental health. And, this guy's been doing a lot of massive decisions and massive changes that have changed our country. And this guy's sitting here, I'm not going to be around for very long. And what the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? And Cocktroop, silver will crash, sell it all now, invest in Pokemon cards. Yeah, right. Here, let me get to a couple of Buy Me a Coffees that came in. And cheers to the folks that are hooking it up with the Buy Me a Coffee message. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at it. I think I missed one by Ard Hammond. Ard Hammond said, speaking of AI, the sad thing is that we now have a shortage of both graphics cards and processors, and that's affecting a lot of technology growth, like companies and like computers and whatnot. The main reason is both AI and the tariffs, too. The AI bubble is going to pop soon, and things will go up Schitt's Creek economically, but tariffs are going to help the economy, according to some folk. No, it's not. All right? As a matter of fact, the tariffs are the reason why everything is going up in price. But let's continue. Cheers to Art Hammond. And then we got Haywood. It'll be a whole new level of degeneracy when you can trade baby formula for a BJ. Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Haywood. Real contribution to human enlightenment. But anyway, aside from Trump, what is this fucking cabinet doing? All right, what is this cabinet doing? Well, you got this fucking cosplay Barbie who's the head of the DHS, who is so incompetent that they're now calling for her impeachment. They are now calling for her impeachment, and I think it is absolutely valid at this point. This woman doesn't know what she's doing. I don't know who's running the DHS. I don't know who's running ICE. I don't know what's going on, but certainly it is not her. She's too busy worrying about dressing up in cosplay than actually doing her job. And this is not something that is unusual to this administration. And by the way, cheers to Chones, all right, who hooked it up with 5 gifted subs over there at Rumble. Cheers to Chones, man. Thank you for tuning in on this Monday on a True Capitalist radio show. But once again, very incompetent. I don't know if she's going to get impeached or not, but who knows. Definitely someone that didn't fulfill her job. All right, but it's not just her. All right, I could go all night with this fucking cabinet. All right, guess what? The Attorney General is going to do, or I should say, the Department of Justice is going to do. They're going to try to interfere in the election at a state level. They're going to try to nationalize the election. All right. And you've got Democrats that are trying to help thwart this, and it's going to be a complete mess. I mean, it's a complete breakdown in our institutions. I mean, instead of the DOJ going after these disgusting satanic pedophiles that are clearly named in the Epstein files, instead of going after them, we're going to go ahead and, I don't know, do what? What are they going to do? Listen, I hate to break the news to you folks, all right? But what happens in states like Texas, for instance, it's very hard to make Texas blue because, well, the majority Republicans, they always redistrict. They always gerrymander in order for them to maintain power. That's how it works. It's the same thing in Democrat states. That's how it works. That's why if you're going to be a national candidate, you have to be a national candidate that somewhat walks down the middle tightrope in order for both sides to have enough votes to offset any potential interference or suggestion of interference at a state level. I mean, lest we forget that Ronald Reagan, okay, I think it was the 1984 election, Ronald Reagan got all of the goddamn electorates.
I'd buy that for $1.
He got all of the electoral votes except for one state against Walter Mondale. Okay? All the electorates in every state except for one state. So it's possible to win an election. You just have to appeal to the general American public. And part of that appeal is not being so partisan.
I'd buy that for $1.
Not being so partisan and shit. And hold on, let me read a couple of these Buy Me a Coffees. Cheers to the folks that are hooking up Buy Me a Coffee. We got Mark here. I know it's trivial to bring up thankful, but I didn't bet on my Patriots in the Super Bowl. Talk about an ass beating. I guess Kraft deserves it for being on the Epstein list. Well, if you would have watched the season, you would have seen that Brock May, he folds under pressure. You give him a little pressure, he folds under pressure. Anyway, someone, nice to have a TCR, Brack. Are you going to talk about what's happening in Mexico? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, but I got a lot to talk about there, someone. Cheers to you, and I appreciate it, man. But anyway, this is what the DOJ is going to be doing. And, if you have any kind of optimism that anybody's going to go to jail for the Epstein files, I think you're smoking crack. But let's continue. What else is the damn cabinet of Trump doing? Well, you take a look at RFK Jr., which is another fucking complete disappointment. Take a look at this. I don't know if y'all know, but Trump signed an executive order, okay? So that the farmers and everybody cultivating crops can put glyphosate or glyphosate or whatever it's called, this fucking Roundup crap, which has been known to cause cancer and shit, at least according to reports. He signed an executive order to double that shit, to put it on our crops, even though Kennedy, who was once upon a time against this shit, all right, is now saying, no, don't worry about it. It's a good thing. Oh, no, let me do it RFK style. Oh, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to put Roundup, even more Roundup, into the food. It's not a bad thing. It'll counter the vaccine. All right. Anyway, I don't give a shit what the hell fucking Drake May, Brock May. He looked like a fucking tard, all right? Somebody's getting upset because I didn't fucking say the quarterback for the Patriots, the right fucking name. He's a fucking autist, all right? Who cares? Anyway, as I was stating, executive order, all right, to go ahead and, put Roundup even in more foods and in our crops. Isn't that great? Huh? That's making America great again. And what's our fucking Secretary of War doing? Peter Buy Me a Beer Hegseth over here. What's he doing? Well, this guy's fucking LARPing like cosplay Barbie and pretending that he was once some kind of fucking hardcore fucking secret soldier or some shit. Trump's Secretary of War busy pumping iron while the president considers military strikes on Iran. Did you see this shit? Look at fucking Hegseth over here. I mean, first of all, this is the dumbest PR shit I've ever seen in my life. All right? This is the dumbest shit. I mean, you're the secretary. You shouldn't be out here training with the recruits out here, man. You should be out here listening to the generals, understanding what's going on in the intel. This is the dumbest moron I have ever seen. And guess what? The fakest weights I've ever seen in my life. Are we supposed to believe this? Look at this. Are we supposed to believe that Hegseth benched 300 and something pounds, even though there's video of him not being able to do a single fucking pull-up from a pull-up bar? Are we supposed to believe this bullshit? Unfucking believable how fucking idiotic this fucking administration is. They don't even know how to do optics right. It's fucking pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. Those are fake weights, all right? They don't even look real. They don't even look real, for Christ's sake. So that's what our fucking Secretary of War is doing in the midst of a potential war with Iran. You got shit going on in Mexico. This guy has time to do this shit? Unfucking believable, man. And cheers to Goatler. Great show, Ghost. Thankfully, they mistaked you for El Mencho. Yeah, good. Yeah, whatever, asshole. All right, as I was stating, what else? Oh, yeah. We're going to go from our Secretary of War to the FBI director. Did you see the FBI director? Well, he took the fucking FBI jet, which he takes everywhere, to UFC fights, to go to his chick's house, all this shit. He decided to take the FBI jet to Italy so he could party out backstage with the U.S. hockey team and guzzle down beers, for Christ's sake, all right? I mean, give me a break. I mean, this is a ridiculous fucking administration. I mean, seriously. I mean, these people are supposed to be public servants. We got a lot of bad shit going on in the United States right now. We got an Epstein files that this idiot should be fucking pursuing. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous, and I cannot believe that we've got American people actually vouching for this shit. But then again, I mean, what do we expect? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I love America's history. I love the Constitution. I love the freedoms that was recorded that Constitution. Unfortunately, the American people, I'm not a big fan of the American people, folks. I am absolutely not a fan of the American people. They have turned into a bunch of ignorant, entitled, ungrateful pieces of trash. All right? And you want to know how I know this? Go employ some American, okay? Go employ some American and try to pay them for something and see what happens. All right? And that'll give you a whole new fucking view on American people. A whole new view. Go try to employ them and see how fucking well they're going to be employed. These people are ungrateful.
For $1.
And look, I'm not talking about you productive folks that are listening to this broadcast, but you know what I'm talking about. You people know what I'm talking about. And James in Ottawa, Ghost, we know you were cheering on Team Canada at the Olympics. No, I wasn't. All right, absolutely not. All right. And Ghost winning polls over here. I don't really care. I mean, I don't even want to do True Capitalist Radio show. I think it's for nothing. I mean, all this that we're experiencing right now, we didn't even have to fucking experience it. And I know the cope for all you magatards is, well, what if Kamala got elected? It wouldn't have been any better. Bullshit. She wouldn't have done anything. She didn't even have the clout in her own party, let alone the Republicans hated her like hell. She would have been a lame duck president, and doing nothing than what has transpired at this point is a hell of a lot better of an option as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on from that, and let's talk a little bit about the Epstein files. Now, I find it ironic, okay, that the Epstein files were released, and it's a lot of dirty, disgusting shit. I certainly don't want to go over all of it. I mean, you can find out for yourself. It seems to me that Epstein was involved in everything. Why he was involved in everything, how he was involved in everything, you got to figure that out for yourself. All right, but there's a lot of unscrupulous shit that has come out of there. These people have done some sick, demented crap. These people have, I mean, it suggests in many emails that they may or may not have killed people. They may or may not have, raped and killed young people, children, etc. But there's all kinds of satanic references. I mean, it's just too much. It's like 3 million. 3 million fucking documents, and there's still 3 million more that we haven't seen. But I knew something like this was going to be staged because, I don't know, over the weekend, somebody supposedly fixated with the Epstein files attempted to go on the Mar-a-Lago property in an attempt to do some nefarious things to the people there and was shot dead. Okay? This is the story. Now, I'll be honest with you folks. I do not condone that activity. I think that justice will prevail in the end, and we don't have to resort to that type of activity. But look, why does this guy that went on Mar-a-Lago look eerily similar to the fucking so-called assassin that attempted to supposedly take a shot at Trump in Pennsylvania? Do you remember that? Look at this. Look, Mar-a-Lago gunman fixated on the Epstein files. Looks like the exact same archetype. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, this is starting to become a profile of people now. This is starting to become a profile of people. Now, you want to know why I think this happened? I'm not too sure if this really happened at all. I'm not too sure if the assassination the assassination attempt was real at all. I mean, people are starting to take that into consideration. But this looks like the Crooks kid from Pennsylvania, and yet we don't know anything about this kid. This kid just ended up missing. The only thing we know about this kid is that his mother reported him missing about a week ago, and then he ends up here, and who the fuck knows? I mean, is there any footage of this kid? I mean, is there any justification? I mean, what this is trying to whitewash the Epstein files like they tried to do, and they were successful in Pizzagate. You remember that Pizzagate apeshit kid that went up and started shooting fucking Comet Pizza or some shit? And then they used that as a means of, oh my God, this is so dangerous. Oh my God, I mean, this is bad. There's no validity in any of these claims and all this shit. This is the exact same MO that is happening with this fucking Mar-a-Lago gunman. All right, and there's probably going to be more that are going to be staged in this capacity, in my opinion, so that this United States government, this Epstein administration, you know, can just justify that, you see, it was bad, and we're not talking about the Epstein files anymore. Everybody's obsessed over it. You're radicalizing people with the Epstein files. You're radicalizing people with the Epstein files. We're not going to talk about it anymore. You know, and I find it funny that nobody in America is fucking pissed off about this. Now, I don't think that this kid was legitimately pissed off about the Epstein files. Who knows? All right? I mean, he looks like a fucking autistic weirdo. He could be going there to impress his waifu. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows?
For $1.
And we got Art Hammond, who hooked it up with a Buy Me a Coffee. Cheers to Art Hammond. And let me read that here for a second. We've got, there was a statement in the released files that a friend showed me where a 14-year-old girl in the 80s was being prostituted by her uncle and was given to both Epstein and Trump. Trump had his way with her, and she gave birth to a baby. So Epstein and this girl's uncle killed and drowned the baby in the lake so Trump could continue having his way with the 14-year-old girl. Now, look, that was like FBI blotter. And this is what the MAGA folks are going to say, that was somebody who called into the FBI tip line and said that, and it's not a validated claim. That's what MAGA's going to say. Now, you got to be the judge for yourself. You got to be the judge for yourself. Anyway, how many times did Trump, at least in the 3 million files that we've seen thus far, how many times has Trump appeared in the Epstein files? Well, take a look at this, all right? 5,300 thus far. All right? They include salacious and unverified claims, which is what Art Hammond just alluded to there, as well as documents that had already been made public. Oh, yeah? Really? I mean, what it says, even though they've obviously combed over all the documents to try to, you know, kind of put away anything that could explicitly put Trump in a precarious situation, the fact that he hung out with this guy and the fact that he's trying to pretend, remember, the narrative has changed with the Epstein files with Trump. At first, it was a fake Democrat hoax, right? It was a fake Democrat hoax. It's fake. It's fake. Then they release it. Now Trump is trying to claim that he was the one that exposed Epstein, which is an absolute lie. And even if we were going to take Trump at face value and say, okay, you were the one that dimed Epstein, I just thought you said it was a hoax. I thought you said it was a hoax. So being caught in that lie alone makes him guilty. Try to do that to the FBI. Try to do what Trump did to us, to the FBI, to the cops. That's probable cause enough to detain you and to question you even more. All right? So all of you MAGA-tards that are out here trying to hold water for this, you fucking people are Woody Allen butt-loving pedophiles as far as I'm concerned. And if you're justifying this, you shouldn't be trusted with children. I'm not joking around. If you are justifying this in any capacity, you shouldn't be alone with children. Fucking piece of shit. Now, why isn't the government doing anything about it? I mean, these documents are out there. Why aren't they doing anything about it? As I stated on the last show, I think what Trump is doing, he's doing like a chaos theory type of approach to overload the American public with so much that something as evil and as demented as this satanic child sex trafficking ring It's just memory hold with all the shit. Iran, terrorism, Mexico, Cuba, tariffs, the economy. I mean, all this shit, it's just a chaos theory. And Trump just showing that he had some kind of understanding that how damning these Epstein files were and how premeditated he was thinking about this. Take a look at this. At least half a dozen of Trump's top administration officials appear in the Jeffrey Epstein files. At least half a dozen. So what does that say to me? That says Trump premeditated picking his cabinet, purposely putting people that were affiliated with Epstein around him in order for those people to be loyal enough to not dime him about Epstein, to make sure they protect him when it comes to the Epstein files and that sort of thing. All right? I mean, you think this is an accident? You think it's an accident that a half dozen of Trump's administration officials are in these fucking Epstein files? He did this on purpose. That's why nobody's doing anything about it. I mean, the American people aren't doing anything about it. And, the longer the American people sit on their thumbs and don't call for, investigations and don't call for prosecutions, it goes to show you that maybe the American people, at least a good majority of them, are sympathetic to Epstein and his sex trafficking child ring. I'm not joking around. I'm not joking around. I mean, here you've got Lutnick, okay? Lutnick, who's the Secretary of Commerce, who's always next to Trump, consequently. Now, he was under oath in front of a committee and admitted that he had visited to Epstein's island but assured nothing. It was no big deal.
I'd buy that for $1.
All right, it was a family thing. It was not a big deal. It's the last time I talked to him, blah, 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 blah. That is a complete lie. First of all, he got caught in a lie with this because he claimed that he'd never talked to Epstein prior to or after 2012 or whatever the hell it was, which is a complete lie. A complete lie. And hold on, Art Hammond, I figured I should add, too, that there have been statements in the release files that Epstein had contact with Bobby Kotick and Activision Games and encouraged them the implementation of microtransactions in Call of Duty games. Also, Bobby Kotick at Activision, as well as Blizzard Games and Activision was part of, had many allegations of sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. One of the victims even committed suicide because what happened to him. So it says a lot that Epstein was in contact with him. Epstein even got banned on Xbox for sexual harassment. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And we'll get to that in a minute, Kits, all right? I'm in the midst of my fucking spiel here. But anyway, once again, Lutnick. Let's talk about Lutnick for a second. Now, why does Lutnick have so much leverage over Trump? Can you explain that to me? Because it doesn't make sense. Lutnick is probably one of the most evil people if you really look into the background of who this fucking guy is. All right? He's a really fucking evil prick, in my opinion. Take a look at this. New details from the Epstein files revealed that Lutnick had been years-long business ties with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so not only did this guy visit his island, he was in business with this piece of shit. He was in business with him. So, right off the bat, we've caught this administration. We've caught Trump in a lie, which I just mentioned, as it relates to the Epstein files. We've caught Lutnick in a fucking lie when it comes to these Epstein files. All right? So, he was in business. Now, guess what? This is going to make you fucking, your blood boil. I mean, but this is the fucking MAGA administration, okay? These are the people that these MAGA-tards are out here putting on a pedestal. Take a look at this, all right? Amidst the tariff decision by the Supreme Court that was pending, which I anticipated that the fucking Supreme Court was going to rule it against it. It was unconstitutional. While that was happening, take a look at this. Trump's Secretary of Commerce silent as his sons poised to make bank from the end of the tariffs. Now, how the hell did they make money of the end of the tariffs? Well, take a look at this. The Supreme Court decision striking down Donald Trump's many tariffs may prove to be a windfall for the family of the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, a key architect of Trump's signature economic policy. In July, Wired reported that Cantor Fitzgerald, which Lutnick chaired until he was appointed to Trump's cabinet, was allowing its traders to purchase the rights to hundreds of millions of dollars of refunds in an event that the tariffs were struck down in court. The firm now happens to be headed by Lutnick's sons, Kyle and Brandon. So, as I stated, okay, Lutnick's sons were buying up these tariff refunds for pennies on the dollar. And they're going to, how much are they going to make? They're going to make like fucking millions of dollars, for Christ's sake. We don't know because it's a private fucking situation. It's not public. So this guy, insider trading, knew the damn things were going to be struck down, had his sons buy up all these refunds from the companies, pennies on the dollar, and now these refunds are going to be honored in full. Okay? And by the way, for you people that are still trying to justify Lutnick, oh yeah, you want to justify Lutnick? This is the same guy, Howard Lutnick, who just so happened to be, taking his kid first time in years to school on the day of 9/11. And on 9/11, the plane that hit one of the World Trade Center buildings just so happened to hit the exact floor that Howard Lutnick's Cantor Fitzgerald was in and killed everybody, every partner, killed everybody. Killed everybody. Okay? And this guy won $175 million in a insurance from that event, and he took control of Cantor Fitzgerald all by himself. That's why he owns the shit. And guess what? Trump comes out even after fucking Lutnick is named in the damn Epstein files. He comes out and tries to justify Lutnick being there, and he tries to tell the story. And take a look at Lutnick and him fucking laughing. All right? Here's Trump telling the story of him on 9/11. Take a look at this fucking disgusting, despicable scumbag laughing. Who laughs at this shit? You lost all your goddamn firm. You lost all your partners. You lost everybody there. Take a look at this. Here's Lutnick right here. And listen to Trump. Listen to the story.
I mean, he literally watched the plane go into the building, go into the World Trade Center. Amazing story. That alone is an amazing story. He was delayed because his wife insisted that he finally, after years, take his child to school.
Look at him laughing.
So he took his child to school that one day because normally he would have been in the building.
And look at these other schmucks that are around him. Is this funny? Are we supposed to be chuckling here? I mean, look at this fucking this fucking secretary of whatever the fuck is energy, whatever the fuck his name is. I mean, they're like, are we supposed to be laughing at this?
6 o'clock in the morning. That's that business, right? So you owe your wife a lot and your child a lot, right? But his wife insisted that he take his child to school. For 5 years, he didn't do it. He was horrible. What kind of a father was he? Okay, I'll do it.
Look at him laughing.
And he was therefore driving down at 8:43, whatever the time was, down the West Side Highway, and he saw the plane go into the side of the building. He said, wow. And he occupied the top 3 floors of the World Trade Center, of the one building of the World Trade Center. And you know what happened there? He lost 100% of the people in that, his whole company was there.
He lost his whole company except him, which he fucking took and ran with. All right? So there you go. All right, this is what you all voted for. This is what Trump is vouching for. And if you people are continuing to vouch even after this, then you're a fucking sick piece of shit. All right? You're an absolute sick piece of shit. And you should get off my fucking show right now. All right? And look at fucking cocktroop. Lutnick is a capitalist. He did nothing wrong. Look at this shit. You see what I'm talking about here? This is why the West is falling. Because of you. Y'all are allowing this shit to happen. All right? Trump thinks that he can say or do anything, and you people will just fucking believe it because you're fucking tards. And you know what? He's right. He's fucking right. Look at you people. Look at you morons. Unfucking believable, dude. Unbelievable. All right? Anyway, put the PC shot on. Take a look at this, all right? Epstein's brutal verdict exposed. I've met some bad people, but not as bad as him. When you've got Jeffrey Epstein saying that, that says a lot, dude. Anyway, the tweet I posted is another cope from Trump's cabinet of the tribe. This cope comes from Cuck Bongino. I don't want to hear Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino's a piece of shit. And the fact that he still has somebody and people listening to him goes to show you the problem in America today. It goes to show you the problem in America today. But this is where we're at, man. We still got people that are out here, yeah, MAGA, even though they're fucking losing everything. They're paying fucking, $60 for steaks and shit. Yeah, MAGA! Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. Anyway, let us continue. Let's talk a little bit about foreign policy. All right, I've already been on here for an hour and 10. Let's talk a little bit about foreign policy. Well, speaking of colossal damage, all right, aside from our economy, aside from the social fabric of our domestic situation here in America, aside from everything that he's done, the foreign policy, all right? Give me a break on this foreign policy, and I told you all, go back in the archive in 2024. I said that if Trump sucks Putin's cock, all right, if he implements these blanketed tariffs, that we were going to be the pariah of the world. And that's exactly what we are. That's why you had Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, come out and have to say this shit. All right? He had to say this shit because he knows the damage that Trump has done. And he has to say it. Take a look. Listen to this.
The world is changing very fast right in front of us. The old world is gone, frankly, the world I grew up in, and we live in a new era of geopolitics. And it's going to require all of us to sort of re-examine what that looks like and what our role is going to be. And
the world is changing. You see that he's admitting that we're no longer the superpower, and that we need to re-examine what our role is. I mean, this guy is admitting defeat. Do you understand this, you stupid fucking magatards? Listen to it again.
The world is changing very fast right in front of us. The old world is gone, frankly, the world I grew up in. And we live in a new era of geopolitics, and it's going to require all of us to sort of re-examine what that looks like and what our role is going to be. And we've had many of these conversations in private with many of our allies. We are our allies, and we need to continue to have those conversations. And I think Saturday, hopefully, and the meetings we'll have there when Lucas and them.
No, you know why it's changing? It's because of you and your administration. All right, Rubio, and you can read it all over Rubio's face. He knows it. This guy's not an idiot on foreign policy. He's not in charge. All right, so he's having to fucking, do the work with the damage that Trump has done thus far. All right, and what does that mean? We're no longer a superpower. Do you understand this, right? We're no longer a superpower thanks to what the fuck Trump has done this year alone. That's why you've got this Marco Rubio coming out saying, we have to re-examine our position in the world because we don't have any fucking position. I mean, take a look at the foreign policy. I mean, the most recent thing, these fucking cartels that fucking rose up in Mexico yesterday. Y'all see this? Take a look at this. Senator warns Mexican narco-terrorists are hunting down Americans in the war zone of Puerto Vallarta as thousands try to escape and flee on flights. For all those that don't know, there is a massive uprising of the cartels against the state of Mexico as a result of a assassination of a drug lord called, or aptly named, El Mecho. Now, truth be told, folks, all right, the reports coming out are claiming that it was actually the Mexican police that conducted, or the Mexican military that conducted this operation. I can assure you that this was conducted by black operatives, CIA operatives. And the reason I'm saying that, folks, is because we are in control of the drug cartels. We're in control of the drug cartels. All you have to do is watch the movie American Made, starring Tom Cruise. And that'll show you that we are in direct control of what goes in and out when it comes to narcotics to America. And the only people that are allowed to be drug lords are the ones that we choose to allow them to be drug lords. Because you can't be a drug lord unless you can get drugs into the United States of America. And by the way, United States of America consumes 85% of the world's narcotics. 85% of the world's narcotics. So the ability to be able to move drugs in and out of the United States is a big deal. And black operatives, particularly the CIA, use this as a means to fund their own black operative funds to conduct black operations to evade congressional oversight. And why is this happening? Why? Okay, why are they doing this? Well, do you think it's a coincidence that a couple of months ago Trump named the cartels as a terrorist organization? Do you think it's an accident that Trump has been kind of a little aggressive when it comes to this leader who has not necessarily been as forceful on the cartels? As a matter of fact, Scheinbaum, they think that she's part of the cartels. You think that's an accident? It's not. All right? And what's happening here is a destabilization of Mexico in an attempt for us to try to annex it by default and utilize the terrorist designation of the cartels and the destabilization of the country for us to go in and do some shit. Okay? That's what this is all about. I mean, take a look at Bloomberg here. Scheinbaum kills drug lord. No, she didn't. As a matter of fact, Scheinbaum is scared shitless. I don't know if you heard the reports. She had to be taken by military helicopter and put into some fucking aircraft carrier in the military to keep her safe. All right? She did not have nothing to do with this. As a matter of fact, I think she's being set up. And who's setting her up? The alphabet agencies that run the black operations of the United States of America. And as this continues to unfold, and as the chaos continues to unfold, it's going to justify our entrance into Mexico. Now, the problem is that we have our fingers in way too many pies. All right? And the bad part about it is it wouldn't be that bad if Trump didn't piss all over our fucking allies, and now nobody gives a shit about us. So now, if we conduct any military operation, and we are unsuccessful in any way, the world is going to use that against us. The world is going to see that we have weaknesses. All right? I mean, let's just say for the sake of argument, somebody hit us up on our homeland and it was a nation state. At this point, at this stage in the grand chessboard of the world stage, I don't think anybody would come to our aid. I don't think anybody. We don't even have any allies anymore because Trump pissed everybody off with these blanketed tariffs that were struck down by the Supreme Court, that nobody would come and help us. On the contrary, as I stated in 2024, we're going to be so hated that it's going to induce the world to come together in order to take us out. And right now, you all know me. I'm a fucking war hawk. I don't think that we're in the position to do anything right now. I don't think that we're in the position to do anything militarily because we run the risk of if we look bad in any capacity, that'll be used against us on the world stage. Trump has completely fucked our whole fucking outlook, our superpower status, etc. So this is where we're at when it comes to the Mexico thing, and this is why this is happening. And by the way, all you tourists out there, that's why I don't like to go on vacation in fucking other countries, because that's my biggest fear, that you're going to be fucking trapped there and there's some fucking revolution going on. It's happened before. This is not the first time this has happened to American people. So we've got Mexico going on. We got the cartels raising up. You know, they're killing people. They're setting fires. They're taking over airports. So if you've got any family out there visiting, they're going to be there, and you better hope that they're okay, because it's not looking good in Mexico. And we shall see the next move by this administration on whether or not they're actually going to go in there to suppress the uprising. All right? Now, let's move on. More on the foreign policy of the United States. This fucking Iran situation. All right? Take a look at this. Trump approaches legacy-defining moment on Iran. A deal or war? Now, look, I think Trump went about doing this shit with Iran all wrong. If he was going to hit up Iran, he should have done it the first time when he told all the Iranian people to go out and raise up, that help was on the way and shit. He should have went in then. He should have went in then and he didn't. He had his hand on the chicken switch, didn't do shit, and all it did, all him telling the people of Iran to raise up and that help was on the way, all it did was have all these fucking people who uprised killed. Estimated 32 to 35,000 innocent Iranians killed for listening to Trump, going in there and raising up, waiting for American troops to come in and save the day. Well, you know what? That didn't happen. And now, I don't think that we should be going into Iran now anymore because we already have fucking egg on our face. Moreover, we let the people down because of fucking idiot Trump tweeting out that, oh yeah, go out, raise up, help is on the way, and didn't do shit. We're not going to be greeted as liberators anymore, all right? We're not going to be greeted as liberators anymore because the people have a bad taste in their mouth because this fucking idiot president of ours told them to go out and raise up and that the fucking American military was going to come in and help them, and they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think we should go into Iran at all. All right? I don't think we should go into Iran at all. Let me tell you why. All right, we're in a position where if we take on mass casualties, that's going to show that we are weak on the world stage and that we're not this big badass like we try to portray ourselves, and people are going to get emboldened. They're going to get emboldened because what Iran's doing now, okay, they're planning for worst case scenario. I mean, they're getting prepared for the absolute worst case. Each day goes by, they're preparing, and let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to hit up every United States American base in the region. Obviously, you're going to throw everything they got at Israel, which, you know, you can debate whether we should do something about that or not, but that's the point. I mean, it's going to be everything thrown at us, and we are going to take mass casualties. And some of our military assets in the region are going to be destroyed. So how does that make us look on the world stage? Well, thank God we've got some generals. This Raisin Kane guy has, according to reports, has been trying to persuade Trump that, hey, look, we got major risks going on in this operation, and your stupid fucking way of diplomacy lost the element of surprise, especially when you told the Iranians to go out and fucking raise up and... Jesus Christ. The warnings have been led by General Dan Kane, Raisin Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, with the Defense Department and during meetings of national security. So, as I mentioned, folks, if we have any casualties, we will look bad on the world stage. It'll embolden Russia. It'll embolden China. It'll embolden Turkey. Man, Turkey is eyeballing our crippling in the Middle East so they can make a move. So I'll be honest with you, folks. I am no longer down with hitting Iran at this point. We've lost the element of surprise. We look like idiots. The people are not going to greet us as liberators because this fucking idiot president told them to go out there and that help was on the way, and 35,000 of them are now dead. So they're certainly not going to fucking go and, you know, greet us with fucking saffron flowers and shit, all right? So thank God we've got some people that actually know war strategy and realize that we've lost the element of surprise. You should have kept your mouth fucking shut, Trump, you fucking moron. Unfucking believable. Well, we'll see what happens here. Remember, Trump gave Iran 10 days. You know, he always does that. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 more weeks. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Hey, you know, this is the diplomacy. This is the foreign policy you fuckers voted in, all right? This is the foreign policy that you voted in. And by the way, the reason I think we may be second-guessing shit is because, you know, we got our fucking fingers in too many fucking pies. I mean, you know, you people were critical of us policing the world once upon a time. The reason we policed the world is because we had allies that would back us up. You understand? We had allies that would back us up, for Christ's sake. Now we don't. Now we don't. Anyway, put the PC shot on. Let's go on. Let's move to Russia, all right? 4 years into the Russian invasion of Ukraine, a look by the numbers, all right? A look by the numbers here. No thanks. 1.8 million estimated soldiers killed. 1.8 million. It's an estimate that Russia suffered 1.2 million casualties, including 325 troop deaths, between 2022 February and December of 2025. Russia, of course, has not released the battlefield figures since 2023, but these are all estimates. Now, according to CSIS estimates, the Ukraine has seen about 500,000 to 600,000 military casualties, including up to 140,000 deaths. We've got 14,099, okay? That is, the United Nations Human Rights Monitoring Mission counts for civilian deaths in Ukraine since Russia's all-out invasion. Though it says it's likely underestimated, more than 40,600 civilians were injured over that period. The war has killed 763 children, according to the UN, and last year was the deadliest for civilians since 2022. The conflict killed 2,514 civilians. All right? So 19.4% of Russia is occupying Ukraine land, okay? 19.4% of Ukraine land is being occupied by Russia. All right? So, I mean, it's just, when is it going to end? When is it going to all end? 5.9 million Ukraine refugees it's caused. I mean, I can go on and on. The point, get this asshole out of here. Whoever gave this idiot a goddamn a membership, this fucking Image 7, get him out of here. Get him the fuck out of here. All right? I'm tired of you fucking people. You're the reason why I don't want to do this show. All right? Because you people deserve all the bad shit that's about to happen. All of you. I said it the day after fucking Trump was elected. I said it. All right? I fucking said it. So anyway, and by the way, you're laughing. Get feminist socialists out of here too. Get them all out of here. Get them all the fuck out of here. Anybody in Rumble that's fucking shit talking, I'm getting them the fuck out of here. All right? Because you don't deserve to be on the fucking Ghost Show fucking chat screen, you fucking piece of shit. Get them out of here. Get all these people out of here. Get them all out of here. Get them all the fuck out of here. Piece of shit. This is our fucking world's going to shit because of you fucking shitbags, all right? And look, you could quote me on this. America's not going to turn around on its own. These numbnuts that are out here fucking laughing and think it's a big fucking joke, fanning their fucking nuts to this bullshit, these people don't give a shit about the country. They don't give a shit about the Constitution. They only give a shit about them being man-children, enemy-loving, game-playing pieces of shit. That's all they care about. And the only way we're going to save America, and you could quote me on this, the only way we're going to save America is if we bring in people that care about the Constitution, that care about the country, that care about the rule of law, to replace these ungrateful pieces of fucking shit that we call the American fucking people. All right? And you could quote me on that. You could quote me on that. And you want to know why I have such immense disdain for the American people? Just take a look at them. Just look at them. They are complete, ungrateful, entitled idiots. 60+% of America collects a goddamn entitlement, and we're wondering why these fucking idiots don't want to go to work? Huh? We wonder why these idiots don't want to go to work? Give me a fucking break. So I'll be honest with you, dude. What does that mean? Oh, white replacement. Listen. You fucking people in America that keep saying white replacement, you've done it to yourself, all right? You white males have become so unattractive to white females that all you can do is play with your Peter Popper to OnlyFans cunts, VTubers, and Twitch thoughts, all right? Every Friday and Saturday night, you people are fucking finger banging your fucking self with fucking Rosie Palms and her 5 sisters, all right? So I'm sick and tired of hearing all this white replacement bullshit. You people are making, I'm talking to you white males out here. I'm talking to you white males. You people have become so unappealing that your white females don't even want to talk to you. All right? You think watching anime and fanning your nuts to a video game every weekend wants a fucking white woman who's the most desired woman on the planet? You think that makes her want to drop her drawers? No. All right? Fucking no. So, I mean, you people are the problem, all right? Because you're never going to break out of your ungratefulness, your entitlement. I mean, the whole reason why you dumbasses can live in your fantasy nostalgia is because of the fucking safety of the fucking Constitution and the rule of law and the civility of this country. And the more and more of you fucking idiot people in America just negate your responsibility in conducting yourself in a government made for the people and by the people. The only way we're going to keep this democracy, the only way we're going to keep this for the people and by the people, is if we replace the fucking people that don't even care about the rights that make them ungrateful, that make them entitled. Jesus Christ. And Euromid, are there any politicians in our current government you do like? No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't like anybody in the American government because they're all a bunch of corrupt pieces of ignorant shit. And you know what? It's only a representation of the American population. Are we surprised that we released the Epstein files and no one gives a flying shit? Are we surprised? I mean, people are going down, all over Europe when it comes to the Epstein files. I mean, all kinds of people all over Europe. I mean, look, take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Take a look at this. All kinds of people are being arrested. Look at former Prince Andrew arrested. Ex-Norwegian Prime Minister arrested. Former UK ambassador arrested. And that guy was arrested today. All right, Sultan Ahmed bin Salman had to step down. Norwegian diplomats had to step down. I mean, these people, scalps are being, well, I shouldn't put it that way. People are going down for them being affiliated with the Epstein files. All right, all over Europe. All over Europe. All right, where the fuck is the justice in America? I already told you half the administration has been fucking named in this goddamn file. How come there's no uprising and uproar for this shit? Because just as I mentioned, the American people are a bunch of fucking, at this point, ignorant, entitled, and it looks like pedophiles at this point. All right? It looks like ignorant, entitled pedophiles. Because anyone justifying this goddamn administration, I swear to Christ, you better police yourselves and don't let these fucking people anywhere around your children. Anyone who's trying to hold water for this administration at this point in time, don't ever let them around your children. Ever. Ever. And what? Oh, that's bad? Oh, you think America's full of pedophiles? Well, how come Europe, who is ones who embrace, 16-year-old sex changes and 16-year-old fucking gay sex and all this other shit, how come they all of a sudden have more morality and ethics than the United States of America when it comes to a child sex trafficking ring? Unfucking believable. I'm not joking around. If you're still holding water for this administration when it comes to Epstein, you're a fucking piece of shit. All right? And you should be watched by your family. All right? I'm not joking around. You shouldn't be fucking trusted with small children. All right? I'm not joking around, man. We got to stop pretending that this Epstein file shit is part of the political narrative. It is not. It is not. This is a child sex trafficking ring, and we need to treat it as such. We need to treat it as such. But we're not. We've got people that are proponents for this. And let me tell you, I believe, and this is the only optimism I have, even though I think that the next party, the Democrat Party, which is going to win a landslide in 26, even though I think they're going to use the precedent set by Trump and they're going to take it even worse. But I still believe that, in my opinion, there's going to be an administration that comes in and prosecutes every one of these fucking people that fucking wipe their ass with the Constitution. And I do believe there's going to be justice for all these people that are named in the damn Epstein files, and whoever is going to run for anything in this cycle and the 28th cycle, you better make this a part of your campaign message, for Christ's sake, that you're going to go and prosecute these people. All right? That should be the focal point of everyone who's going to run against this administration, is that you are going to investigate and prosecute each and every one of these disgusting, despicable, corrupt pieces of shit who not only destroyed this country, but are now trying to cover up for a child sex trafficking ring. And that's why I'm telling you all, anybody who's still holding water for this administration, you people should be fucking watched by fucking local authorities. All right? Because you... a problem. Look, I mean, how anyone cannot have a problem with this president and his cabinet being affiliated. All right, even I didn't actually do it. You hung around these pricks. How the fuck did you not know? It's a lie. We already caught Trump in a lie. I mentioned earlier, he tried to claim that it was a hoax. It was a Democrat hoax. Then the files were released. And then he tried to claim later that he turned in Epstein, even though he claimed it was a hoax. It's a lie. All right, how much more of the lies are you people going to be fed, you moron, before you start recognizing that you done goofed? All right, I get it. You were one of the goofs that bought all the Trump Bibles and the Trump watches and the Trump cards and the Trump coins and all this bullshit, and you told your fucking stupid family at every fucking Thanksgiving table, at every fucking Christmas dinner, MAGA this, MAGA that. Hey, why don't you eat some craw and just admit that you were fucking wrong. And yeah, Hair of the Dog, you're one of them, by the way. Get this fucking guy out of here. Get this Woody Allen butt-loving pedophile out of here. Get him out of here. All right, you're one of them, you fucking asshole. Jesus Christ. Anyway, look, I'm fucking tired of doing this show. I only do True Capitalist Radio occasionally because I really don't care about the American people. I'm sorry. I don't care. I mean, people are saying run for something, Ghost. What, for these assholes? What, I'm going to put my life at risk? I'm going to put my time, effort, and energy to run for something for these fucking pieces of shit? Fuck no. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. I have told you everything that was happening now. I told you was going to happen in 2024. And did you fucking people even think, even contemplate that Ghost might be onto something? No. Most of you assholes called me a Democrat and thought I was a moron. Well, look at you now. Look at you fucking people now. And I'm glad you're suffering. All right? I'm glad you're suffering. And you know what? I hope you suffer more because you brought this on yourself. All right? You brought this shit on your fucking self. Piece of shit. Anyway, I was talking about Russia here before, I had these fucking trolls thinking that this is Ghost Show or some shit. Do not come into my fucking Rumble chat and think this is a Ghost Show. And cheers to Dotario, based Ghost. All right, cheers to Dotario, man. Look, I'm serious, man. We have to get back to what America was. And what is America? We don't know what it is anymore. I made a comment about this fucking kid that's, sweeping the streaming world. They call him clavicular, okay? I made a comment that I think clavicular's phenomena is a fucking great thing for white America. I thought, and everybody is accusing me of being some kind of a fangirl or something of that capacity because I think that clavicular, which is actually trying to promote white chads again, instead of everybody that's a white male, a fucking effeminate piece of fucking shit that is enemy-loving, wearing tight-legging jeans in order to fucking show off anal camel toe. I'm tired of this shit. Okay? And then I make a comment. Where, I'm glad to see white chads again. Maybe white males will be appealing to white women again. And I'm called some fucking Jew plant lover. I'm called some fucking fangirl or some shit. You see, this is the problem with white America, okay? This is the problem with white America. Look at this. Put the PC shot on. Look at this. Clavicular is now bringing out all the white chads out of the woodwork. All the white chads out of the woodwork. And guess who the biggest complainers of the white chads are? The fucking weak, effeminate, fucking man-child white males who have been sitting there getting their goddamn penis chafed from waxing their carrot fucking for years for goddamn e-girls and VTubers and Twitch thoughts and shit. And here we finally got white chads raising up. I mean, they're being inspired, and you've got white on white hate. White on white hate. White on white hate. All right? So, nobody is white genociding anybody but your fucking selves. All right, white males? You know, you white males, that's why you're not appealing to white females. You understand white females are the most fucking sought-after women on the planet? Don't you understand that?
I'd buy that for $1.
I'm not opening up the phone lines, McFlando. All right, I appreciate it, dude. I'm not opening up the phone lines, dude. This is not fucking Ghost Show. I'm fucking tired of this show already, all right? I'm tired of this shit already. I'm talking to a bunch of numbskull American people who don't give a shit, all right? And if we put most of the American population together, they may have a fucking IQ of a carrot. They may have enough intelligence to tie their shoe, all right? So I don't want to talk to American people. I don't want to talk to anybody right now, all right? I mean, I'm thinking about canceling the Ghost Show tomorrow because I'm so fucking pissed off. This fucking goddamn show makes me pissed because I'm living in a damn dying America. I'm living in a dying America that the American people are killing, that the American people themselves are murdering. That's why I hate doing this fucking show. I hate doing this fucking show because everybody's just sitting there playing with their pecker shafts, not doing a goddamn thing. They're just LARPing online. They're just posting on social media, and that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit. So I'm fucking tired. Kick this asshole out of here. Why don't you leave, asshole? Get out of here. See what I got to put up with here? I got to put up with the filth, the bowels of America that's listening to me right now. All right? I'm listening to the bowels of America, and like I'm telling you, it'll be a great day when we bring in people that love this country. People that want to protect the Constitution. People that would die for this country. We need to bring in people to replace these ungrateful shitheads. And you could quote me on that, man. I'm telling you, you could quote me on that. All right, I love the Constitution. The Constitution gives me the right to say what I'm saying right now. The Constitution gives me the right to say what I want and not be persecuted by the state. I don't know how long that's going to last. That's the whole reason. That's another reason why I don't do these shows. Because who the fuck knows if ICE doesn't break down my fucking door and shoot me? So give me a fucking break. Oh, what's stopping me from running for Congress, cocktroop? Let me tell you something, okay? I don't want to, all right? I don't want to. These people in America are not worth it. As far as I'm concerned, these people in America are not fucking worth it. That's why. And I want to live my life, whatever life I have left, whatever American life that we still can have amidst this power grab by this totalitarian techno-feudalist. All right? Anyway, let me get back to Russia. All right, I'm sorry that I was fucking getting off on the soliloquy. I'm just pissed, dude. I'm pissed off that nobody else is pissed off. I'm pissed off that we're allowing a child sex trafficking ring to get away with shit. How is this possible? How is this possible? Anyway, look. I don't want to do this show. I'm fucking done. All right? I think I'm going to take tomorrow off, too. I'm not doing the Ghost Show tomorrow. You see, this is why I don't like doing the True Capitalist Radio Show. Because it's fucking disheartening. It's demoralizing. It's demoralizing to see these fucking numbskull idiots in my chat. And don't get me wrong, I know they're tards. I know they're probably collecting neat bucks. You know, but that's the problem. That's the problem. Or they've got some dickless parents that are fucking sitting here condoning this fucking 40-year-old that's sitting behind the internet. I can't stand this shit. I can't stand these people. To be honest with you, I can't stand most of you people. That's why I don't want to run. Because I can't stand most of you fucking people. You people make me want to throw up nasty chicken grease and corn oil and cream of wheat with 5-day-old cereal and stomach plasma. The absolute stupidity, ignorance, and entitlement that you people display on a consistent basis. I don't even like to go outside and talk to people anymore because you can see the fucking fake ignorance that is dripping all over these people's pores. It makes me sick. It makes me fucking sick. As a matter of fact, where's my pipe? I need to smoke. I need to smoke something. All right? I need to smoke something, for Christ's sake, man. All right, I gotta smoke some shit. Jesus Christ. Please excuse me while I take time from the show to do this, but by God, here we have a bunch of fucking moronic trolls who think that this is the Ghost Show, and it ain't the Ghost Show, asshole. I get it. You're tards, all right? You're like the weasels at the end of the goddamn Roger Rabbit movie who fucking want to laugh yourself to death and shit. I don't fucking care, all right? Fucking can't stand you fucking people, man. You fucking dumbass trolls. You think life is a joke? Yeah, it's gonna be a joke until you're fucking drafted, you fucking moron. Here, give me a smoke, all right? Give me a goddamn smoke. Please excuse me, all right? Please excuse me. I'm sorry about this. Gotta let it hit the brain a little bit. I got, got to depress it, man. I'm going to be very candid with you. I've been attempting to curb my drinking. And, it's damn near impossible. You want to know why? Because you're exposed. Look, I know a lot of shit. That's why y'all want me to do the True Capitalist Radio Show, because I know a lot of shit. But you see, that's the bad part about it. The more you know, the more it pisses you the fuck off. All right? It pisses you off. So occasionally, you need substance in order to offset the amount of disgust that you have looking and observing at the ridiculousness that is humanity. So anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here. All right? Sorry about that fucking sidetrack. Let me take one more smoke. You see how I took a smoke? I'm calming down a little bit. Here, I need one more smoke, all right?
I'd buy that.
I'm calming
for
down.
$1.
All right, I'm calming down. I'm sorry. It sucks, dude. Y'all hear the kind of shit I'm telling you here? I'm an American. I want America to be great. I don't give a shit who's in charge. All right, I just want America to be the way it was. And obviously it's not. Anyway, Haywood, times are already trying people. Just today, visited 5 closed down gas stations that were broken into, and the copper wiring, copper pipes, and brass valves were all stolen. Yeah, ain't that America, the home of the free? Ain't that America? It's you and me. Anyway, let's get back to Russia, all right? 4 years since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and yet Russia's economy is teetering. Their central bank boss warns that we're going to have some... let me try to do my best Russian voice. Comrade, we're going to have big problems in 3 months. 3 months, big problems. And look, the only thing keeping Russia afloat is the wartime economy. I keep telling you this, and I think he needs to expand if he wants to stay in power. And that's why Europe here recently has told their people to prepare for a potential World War III conflict with Russia. Because as I stated in 24, that once Trump started sucking this guy's cock, I'm talking about Putin, that it would embolden Putin, and that he knows that Trump isn't going to use United States forces to save European forces, so it'll embolden Putin to make a move on Europe. And boy, that's coming very soon. All right? That's another factor we got to think about if we, do something to Iran or we invade Mexico. We got to think about what the reaction is going to be by our adversaries. If we hit up Iran, it'll justify Russia going more west into Eastern European nations. China will think it has the carte blanche to go into Taiwan. Other small countries and regions will do the same thing. It is a very, very bad situation that this administration has put the world in. Very bad situation. And that's why I don't really have much optimism. As far as I'm concerned right now, if you ask me what we should be doing in foreign policy, given the damage that Trump has done, I hate to say, to sound like Ron and Rand Paul, I think we need to retreat. I think we need to pull back. I'm not fucking joking around. I don't think that we're in a position right now to be in a major confrontation with anybody, particularly when we have no fucking allies that'll back us up at all. I think we're in a very bad situation, and I think we need to pull back. I think we need to, not be as aggressive. I think we need to allow these fucking countries that are getting uppity to allow them to get uppity, all right? Let them deplete themselves, and then let us come in to sweep up whatever's left of the goddamn place, just like we did in World War II. I think we need to pull back. I mean, if this was still Antony Blinken and his foreign policy, we would still be the world superpower, and we would still have Russia against the ropes. We would still have China at bay. We would still be in control of the Middle East. But, dude, we're not in control of anything. We're not in control of a goddamn thing. And guess what? All right? Guess who's going to throw Russia a lifeline? Just right after I showed you that their central bank boss is saying that there's going to be big trouble in 3 months, Donald Trump opens the door to major deals with Russia. Is U.S. capital returning? Didn't I say this was going to happen in 24? Didn't I tell you that Trump was going to come in and save fucking Putin's economy, save his ass? Look, this is going to embolden Putin. It's going to enable him to build up his military. It's going to enable him to have forces to continue to go east. I mean, this is already starting to look like a world war. This is already starting to look like a world war. And I'm just telling you, folks, this was all, I called all this in 24. This was not hard to call. If you were truly listening to the fucking shit I was saying back then, instead of being anesthetized with this magatard garbage and calling me a Democrat, you would have fucking seen that.
You know what? Ghost has got a point there. I don't like what Trump's doing economically. I don't like what he's advertising economically. I don't like his foreign policy.
No, you fucking morons, you bit it hook, line, and sinker because you're idiots. And then you wonder why I'm saying we need to bring in people to replace you fucking American idiots who don't even care about your own country. You don't care about your own children. And the reason I know you don't care about your own children is because you're not bitching and moaning of the fucking $38 trillion deficit that we are now putting our children, our great-great-great-great-grandchildren in. You don't care. You don't fucking care. So there we are, okay? While our economy is dwindling, we're going to go out and help Russia's economy, just like we did to Argentina. Remember, at the beginning of last year, Trump gave $40 billion in a bailout to Argentina. While we're suffering, right? While our infrastructure's suffering. Remember, once upon a time, Trump used to be a big infrastructure guy. What happened to that shit? What happened to that shit? Jesus Christ. Let's continue, all right? Continuing on, let's go to China. Now, there's a little optimism when it comes to China. Now, even though China is going full speed ahead with its AI and its robotics initiatives, which is why we're going full throttle in those same categories, they are still having a lot of trouble politically. There's been a lot of mistakes since the tenure of Xi Jinping has come along, particularly the COVID one, which many of the folks in the population and in the government still have sour grapes about. Xi Jinping.
I'd buy that for $1.
Ghost, I'm a Democrat. No, I'm not. Let me tell you this. There's no difference. All right, Trump is doing what Democrats want to do, but on steroids. All right? I mean, I don't see where there's a difference. Can you explain to me what the difference is now between a Democrat and a Republican? There is no difference. I mean, you fucking magatards were pissed about, 13-year-olds getting sex changes and, fucking men going into women's bathrooms. We got a child sex trafficking operation that's being exposed right before our eyes, and you people don't want to do nothing about it. As a matter of fact, you're trying to justify why these people were in there. So don't give me this shit. All right? Don't give me this crap. Anyway, a little optimism about China. China, because of Xi Jinping's very incompetent leadership, Xi Jinping has had to purge a lot of people from his government, and now it's starting to go into his military. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, I reported on this a couple of years ago that Xi Jinping purged a lot of people from the military because a lot of the so-called ballistic missiles that they usually display on those Chinese parades, those military parades, were just filled with water. And they had no detonation. It was all a bunch of shit. And when it was found that these missiles that were produced, that were being displayed at these Chinese parades, were filled with nothing but water, Xi Jinping started purging some of those elements of the military who took the money and put it in their pocket. Now, this is kind of put a little bit of a chink, no pun intended, into the military of China because a lot of the military didn't like that move. And it looks as if the general, the highest general in China, was attempting to do something behind the back of Xi Jinping. And as a result, the highest fucking Chinese general in the nation is under investigation and has been arrested and has gone missing. He's gone missing. Now, this has caused a major ripple in the damn military of China. And right now, I do not believe China's in a position to be in a military confrontation, especially with a formidable adversary at this point in time. I mean, this is the general, the highest ranking military general in the Chinese military is now missing. Many people believe that he is purged and probably no longer with us. And as a result, I mean, it causes a risk. It causes a risk amongst a lot of things. First of all, we don't know who's in charge over there, all right? We used to believe, at least as for diplomatic purposes, that the military had major influence over the governing body. But now that you've got Xi Jinping making unilateral moves like Trump, but even worse, and jailing generals and purging people. Remember, he purged Hu Jintao at the fucking communist meeting. Remember Hu Jintao? He was the former leader of China before Xi Jinping. He had him escorted out of the fucking People's Hall, and we've never heard from him since. We haven't heard from him since. So Xi Jinping right now is, in my opinion, fighting for his political life domestically. Now, part of that, though, is trying to saber rattle on the world stage, which is why, in my view, I don't think that China is that much of a threat. I don't think he's that much of a threat. If there's any kind of a threat, it's more of an economic threat because they're trying to buy our allies from us, and they're being fairly successful. I don't know if y'all saw the deal that Europe is doing with China. I don't know if you saw the deal that Canada is doing with China, but China is definitely courting our allies, and that's not very good. Because as I stated, if somebody hits us up, or if we hit up Iran and we take mass casualties, nobody's going to be there to back us up. If anything, the world's going to get together to try to help whoever had the balls to hit us. Because Trump has made us the pariahs of the world, as I said was going to happen in 2024. So at least in China, in my opinion, from my assessment, I don't think they're in any position to do anything. And if they do, I think they're committing country and communist suicide. All right? But one thing that the strike down on Trump's tariffs does, it does give the upper hand economically to Xi Jinping in the trade war with the United States. Now, why? Because the tariffs that were initially put on there during the first Trump administration, and by the way, Biden doubled down and added more tariffs to China, those stay in play. It's the new ones that Trump unilaterally put and not gone through Congress that are no longer in play. And now China can use that as a means of economic leverage against Trump. Because now China can say, well, you know what, we're going to stop shipping this. We're going to stop shipping that because it was a disrespect. Not even your own governing body thought it was lawful. And if you're not going to act lawful, then we're going to stop selling you shit. We're going to stop selling you cheap crap. And I know that doesn't sound bad in theory, but folks, that means that most of the shit that you buy at the store, most of your clothes, most of your fucking, well, not maybe your clothes, a lot of that comes from Vietnam and India, but the most of your gadgets, you know, most of your widgets, most of your furniture, shit like that all comes from China. And if that stops coming in, what the hell is there going to be to sell out here? What is there going to be to sell? It's going to be secondhand stores. It's going to be thrift stores. You people fucking always talk shit that I'm some thriftler or some shit. That's all that's going to be. Because the United States doesn't produce a goddamn thing. And I don't care what Trump wanted, but we don't have a productive population. We have a fucking 60% population that collects a goddamn entitlement, for Christ's sake. So how the hell are you going to get these people off the dole and get them on a production line? You ain't. So we're in some big fucking trouble economically. I think China holds the cards now when it comes to the economic power. And let's see what Xi Jinping and the communists do. If I were them, I would stop shipping certain products over here to the United States as a punishment for those illegal tariffs. And let's see if that prognostication is right, huh? Let's see if that prognostication is right. If China stops shipping certain goods and it starts devastating certain sectors, because they could easily devastate Main Street. Main Street, which is all the small mom and pop shops, they're already being destroyed from the tariffs that fucking Trump is implementing. The last thing they need is having their suppliers, which, by the way, everybody told mom and pop shops that they need to source their shit from China for the past 30 fucking years. And now China has all of Main Street by the balls because they don't have anything that they can source here in the United States. And that's why we're in major trouble. And it's all because of this dipshit, Trump. And look, it's not that I'm against tariffs against China. We should have gone through the fucking Congress. And why didn't he go through Congress anyway? I mean, it's a Republican majority. I mean, they were going to say no to Chinese tariffs. That's so fucking stupid. So that's where we're at there, okay? Yay, spaghetti on China. Yet another Trump debacle in foreign policy. Oh, yeah, and by the way, as I mentioned in 24, that the first thing that China was going to do in response to the tariffs was cut their contracts with our commodities producers, with our livestock producers, with our agricultural producers. Take a look at this. 2025 beef exports show imperative to restore China access. All right? You know what they're doing? The farmers are actually waiting, okay, to sell their fucking shit to China because they make more exporting it to China than they do selling it here. And why? That's a very complicated story. Let's just put it like this. The meat packers of America, which is, I think, only like 4 of them. It's a literal fucking monopoly, the meat packers. They're the ones that are dictating the price of beef. It's not the farmers. It is absolutely not the farmers. It is the meat packers. So the farmers are certainly not going to fucking harvest a lot of their yield in order to make, I don't know, $5 on a steak. If they're lucky, maybe $10 on a steak for the higher cuts, when they can just wait for China and make $25 a steak, fucking shipping it directly to them. So, as I was stating, this is why we're paying an astronomical amount of money for meat and beef. Because the farmers, they don't, you need to research this up yourself. I'm not joking up. Look up meat packers versus farmers. And what you'll find is the meat packers are the ones that are collecting most of the money off of the yield that the farmer has to use his blood, sweat, and tears in order to raise. Okay? And you see, the farmer's just not going to give all their yield to the meat packer, which is making most of the money. They're going to give it to China. They're going to sell it directly to China. So this is why our fucking beef is going up the ass. All right? This is why, right there. And I said that was going to happen in 24. You can look back in the archive. And speaking of which, since we're on beef, I told you all that once Trump started shipping this poverty beef from Brazil and Argentina and elsewhere in order to bring down costs of beef, that we were going to have a major fucking problem. Didn't I tell you this? Y'all remember me saying this? Trump bringing in this fucking poverty beef from fucking Brazil and Argentina to try to bring down the cost of fucking beef. Take a look at what's happening now. Take a look at this. Texas Governor Abbott issues disaster declaration for deadly screwworm flies spread from north of Mexico. So what this is, okay, the larva of the insect can burrow inside the flesh of mammals like cows and horses and can be deadly. The flies have not yet reached Texas. They're at the tip of North Mexico, by the way, but they're being tracked and they're slowly moving northward, okay? So this is a direct consequence of this cockamamie idea by Trump by fast-tracking poverty beef from fucking Brazil and Argentina. All right, this is a direct consequence for that. So I'm telling you, dude, Trump has been an absolute nightmare for this country. And if you're still all gung-ho about Trump, then you're a part of his cult. All right, and you're a fucking idiot. You're not even an American. You should move out and go to Russia or some shit. That'll probably suit you a little better. All right, you know what? Let me end with Israel. All right, America's greatest ally, Israel. I actually have a poll on my X account right now. If you go to my X account, put the PC shot on. Here it is. My X account is The Ghost Report, all one word, no underscores. I actually have a poll pinned to my into my profile here. Do you support Israel? And right now we have 244 votes. We got 2 days left on it. 75.8% say no. 15.2% say they have no opinion. 9% said yes. Okay? So that is a small sampling of the current sentiment of Israel in the United States and in the world, because this is a worldwide poll. So what is the United States' stance on Israel? Well, did you hear the ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee? Take a look at this. Arab world condemns Huckabee's comments about Israel having claim to most of the Middle East. Take a look at that. That's the ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, who once ran for president in 2008, by the way. Or I think it was 2012. But still, I mean, are you kidding me? Why the fuck would you even say that? That Israel has claim to most of the Middle East. This is the policy from this administration. This is the policy of this administration, and this is what you magatards, this is what you voted in. All right, I tried to tell you back in 24 that Trump is going to be the biggest pro-Israel president that we've ever seen. And all you had to do was take a look at where he was campaigning. You know, he made a stop. Of course, I reported on this. Of course, y'all probably don't remember because you have the IQ of a fucking pencil sharpener. But I showed you a clip where Trump actually visited the temple in which those underground rabbis were coming out from underground. He visited that temple to honor the guy who created it during the campaign of 2024. And you people are like, You people are fucking morons, all right? You people are fucking morons. And let me tell you something. I told you that this was going to be the most pro-Israel presidency we've ever seen. That we've ever seen. I told you. And guess what? Guess what Trump gave Bibsy the other day? Did you see this? Of course, Bibsy, or Benjamin Netanyahu, comes and visits again to the White House. And guess what Trump gave him a little gift. Did y'all see this? Guess what Trump gave him? He gave him the key to the country. I'm not joking. He gave Benjamin Netanyahu the key to the fucking country.
Given by myself and the First Lady to Prime Minister and the First Lady of Israel. And it's a key. We call it a key to the White House. And it's a key to our country and to our hearts.
Key to the country.
By myself and the First Lady to
a key.
Prime Minister.
Can you believe this shit?
And it's a key. We call it a key to the White House, and it's a key to our country. And
key to the country. All right, I told you so. The prognosticator, a prognosticator, strikes again. I told you throughout all the 2024 campaign that Trump is he's going to be the most Israeli administration we'd ever seen in our life. I told you all, the prognosticator strikes again. And Kitts doesn't flip. Zionist-occupied government is no longer a conspiracy. It's a fact. Dude, I don't understand why you didn't think that this was going to happen in 24. I told you all. Look, I hate to fucking toot my own horn here, but beep, beep. I told you all this shit was all going to happen. I told you that we were going to have economic uncertainty. I told you that prices were going to go way higher than the Biden administration because of the tariffs. I told you that the farmers were going to suffer because the first thing the Chinese and everybody was going to do was cut the contracts with them. All right? I told you we were going to be the pariahs of the world. I told you that this was the most Israeli presidency we were ever going to see. I told you all this stuff. This was very easy to call. I am not a psychic. All you had to do was observe and listen and read a little history. All right, this has been done before. This has all been done before. Those who do not read history are doomed to repeat it. And by God, we are certainly repeating it. I'll tell you that right goddamn now. Anyway, folks, that concludes the majority of what I had to present here on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I wanted to say my apologies for me going off on that soliloquy earlier. But, man, I mean, I'm fucking tired of doing this broadcast, True Capitalist Radio, being right year after year after year about fucking world events, domestic politics, the markets, and all this shit. And yet nobody fucking listens and nobody cares. Nobody gives a flying fuck. And it's hard to have any kind of ambition and optimism to continue to do this shit when, you don't have anybody fucking listening. You've got nobody fucking listening. And, you're going to do the ghost show tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do the ghost show tomorrow. If there's videos by tomorrow, then maybe. But I'm not in a good mood. I didn't want to do this broadcast. I only did this broadcast out of a request for Rando McFlando, Weibo, Ghost, and a whole bunch of folks that have been asking for it. Fucking lime. All of them. It's the only reason I'm doing it. As you can see, I don't like it because nobody's fucking listening. But I tell you what they do listen to, though, is the end of the broadcast, and that is the totally useless news segment of the broadcast, all right? Totally useless news, and cheers to Moose 10321. Don't cancel the ghost show tomorrow. Relax, have a beer. I'm supposed to be cutting down. For Christ's sake. Anyway, let's get to the totally useless news portion of the broadcast, shall we? All right. First one up, this one was making the rounds in the inner circle, believe it or not. Take a look at this. Kentucky man covered in fur arrested after allegedly being caught having sex with a deer. Now, look at the mugshot on that winner. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. This guy looks like he's a fucking latent Charles Manson family member. Are you fucking kidding me? What is that? And why are you, like, tar and feathering yourself if you're going to go philander with a deer? Are you, like, getting into the fur moment or some shit? Was it Fursuit Friday? I don't fucking get it. But there you go. This is hot off the wire. This was actually released today. All right, yeah, no shit, 5'4". Somebody recognized he's only 5'4". Manlet. And a bald manlet as well. So he had a lot of, he has to go outside... fuck outside the race. He had to go outside his species. And how do you approach a deer anyway? You're like, hey, deer, you come here often? Hey, look, I got these little oats in my hand here. You want a little bit of it? Here, come on. Yeah, there you go. Come on. I mean, what do you fucking do? You start rubbing its antler or some shit? Or do you stick the antler, I don't fucking know. All right, let's get to the next one here, all right? Let's get to the next one. Totally useless news segment at the end of every True Capitalist radio show. Let's take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Paramedic faces charges after allegedly urinating on supervisor's desk in pot of chili at work. Let's hear the fucking newsreel on this. Let's go ahead.
Everyone wants to know why, and I don't have the ability to answer that question right now.
Defense attorney Seth Oken talked to us outside District Court in Towson Thursday. Shortly
Why?
After
I don't
his
know
client
why.
was denied bail. Christopher Carroll, a 36-year-old suspended paramedic
Oh,
with the
my
Baltimore
God.
County Fire Department, accused of filming himself at work in his work
What?
uniform.
He filmed himself? Dude, what the hell is up with people committing crimes and filming themselves? I mean, this is prevalent in the urban demographic where they're filming themselves, like shooting up houses and shit. I saw some black dude, all right, riding around. I'm not even joking. I saw footage of this. This guy's riding around in a car with a dead corpse of his oppa in the back of his fucking backseat of his car. He's like, yeah, man, you see that motherfucker fucking killed that motherfucker. I'm not. What is up with that shit? What the fuck is up with it? It's bad enough that you've got people now videotaping themselves having coitus. All right? Nobody wants to see your fat jelly ass roll around in the sack. All right? If you did, you'd be paid for it. What is up with people fucking filming themselves doing bullshit like this? I don't fucking get it.
Peacefully leaving his bodily fluids, including urine, all over the workplace, on his
Oh,
supervisor's
God.
keyboard, and communal coffee creamer in a fridge at the public
This guy's
safety
pissing
building in
everywhere.
Towson, and in the large
He must have
ice
been
maker
pissed.
in Fire Station 2 in Pikesville, where prosecutors say he urinated into the ice, wiped himself on a scoop,
God.
and used the scoop to mix the urine throughout the ice in the ice maker before making a
All right.
thumbs up gesture.
All right, I think we have that. And then before making a thumbs up gesture, he thumbs upped himself in the fucking film. What a fucking idiot, man. I hope they throw this guy in jail. All right? I hope they throw this guy in jail. What the hell is that about? Like he's pranking or some shit. Good God, man. This is fun. What a sick fucking world. And these are the people that are Americans. Ain't that America, the home of the free? Ain't that America? White male, by the way. Don't shoot the messenger. White male. I'm just saying. Same with the Kentucky idiot fucking, I don't know, fucking a deer or whatever he was doing. But look, I know you people are saying, you're picking on white guys, Ghost. You're anti-white. No, I'm not. I'm trying to promote white Chadism. But to show you that I'm an equal opportunity person, let's take a look at what the urban demographic is doing. All right? Take a look at this. In North Carolina, a man broke into a Little Caesars after closing and started making and selling pizzas on his own. All right? Now, what do you say to a brother like this? All right, I mean, he could have easily went to the fucking safe. He could have easily went to the safe and gotten the fuck out of there. This motherfucker, like, man, I'm making me some pizza. I'm slanging that shit. I'm going to make some pizza. I'm going to slang that shit right after the motherfucking club let out. I'm going to go up to motherfuckers in their car. I'm going to be like, man, motherfucker, you want motherfucking pizza, man? Motherfucking $10, motherfucking Little Caesar pizza, man. And cocktrue base white Chad quitting after being mistreated by boss. Oh, give me a break. On King David, I think that's what this brother was thinking. All right, let's play it. Let's take a look at the newsreel on this one, all right? All right, turn the volume
Before
up.
and it's Silent Witness Saturday, detectives need your help identifying the suspect in an armed robbery.
Yeah, I was able to talk to detectives about the case yesterday, and there's ways you guys can help solve it. It's Silent Witness Saturday, and we're here to discuss a case that happened earlier this summer. As always, if you know any information about this, you can call
Wait a
in
minute.
and potentially.
This brother got away with it? This brother got away with it? No, this is another story. Never mind. This is another story. I hate when these fucking people do that. And Kitz does a flip. This brother wanted to make 6 million pizzas, but only had 4 ovens. You fucking anti-Semitic shithead. I know what that means, dude. I know what that means, and that's fucking disgusting. You might as well have put in the holly at the end of that fucking statement. All right. Anyway, look, I got one more here, and I think everybody remembers this. All right, take a look at this. Male cook died in Olive Garden whore. Now, I don't know if y'all know this. This guy, now it's come out that this was intentional, that he, I guess, threw himself into the fryer and turned himself into deep-fried human carcass or some shit and died of his injuries. But, yeah, male cook throws himself into the fryer, fries himself to a crisp, and dies. I wonder if it was half price fucking spaghetti and meatball that day or some shit, all right? I wonder if it was half price spaghetti and meatball. I like Olive Garden. I mean, I don't think it's the best spaghetti, but I think it's the best you can find in the commercial scene, in the retail commercial scene. Every time I have a spaghetti and meatball at a joint, it tastes like crap. It tastes like fucking ramen noodles and ketchup. Seriously, with soybean meatball. And I certainly do like the bottomless salad bowl and breadstick chones, although they've changed the breadsticks, the recipe for them. They used to be so much more tastier, and now it tastes like fucking plastic. It tastes like the shit that they found that was being used, 25 years ago in the Subway buns, that material that they put on yoga mats. You remember that? It tastes like that now. I'm not saying that that's what's in there. I'm just saying they did something to it that it doesn't taste as good anymore. I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. Anyway, folks, that concludes the entire show of the True Capitalist Radio Show. As I stated, I'm going to see how I feel about doing a ghost show tomorrow. If people donate videos, I'll obviously, go to the ghost show. The ghost show is every Tuesday and Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the ghost show is not like this. It's not a serious show. That's why we got a bunch of trolls coming in here. Okay? It's got radio graffiti. We got the ghost show meme post on there, which has become very, very prevalent. And, of course, we steal the night, we party, we drink.
I'd buy that for $1.
And speaking of which, Mr. BN King hooked it up with the first video for tomorrow's ghost show. So it looks like, I guess, I don't know. We'll see, all right? Thank you, BN King. You got the ball rolling. If we get a couple more, I'm pretty much obligated to do the ghost show. So anyway, man, cheers to everybody out there. I know I said a lot of information. I said things with passion, and you may or may not agree with me, but that's what makes America so beautiful. That's what keeps me doing these shows, because I still have some level of optimism, even though it may be in the single digits, that the Constitution will prevail and that human dignity and the human rights that lay therein, those documents, will sustain the continuity, even though we have had a major breach in that document from this administration. I sincerely believe that we will be headed back to the Constitution, but those of us that still believe in this country have to do something about it, and we have to believe it. We have to believe it. All right? So anyway, thank you all for tuning in with me. Please follow me on X or Twitter if you haven't done so. It is my social media of choice. Okay, The Ghost Report, all one word, no underscores. The Ghost Report. Follow me on X or Twitter there.
I'd buy that for $1.
And cheers to Capitalist Squirrel, who hooked it up and said, thank you for the True Capitalist Radio episode. Well, I appreciate it. All right, sincerely, Capitalist Squirrel, and everybody who's thanking me for the show. Moose10321, everybody out there, thank you. I will try to be here next Monday for a True Capitalist Radio show. Same time, 5 p.m. Central Standard United States time. All right? So let's see what happens from now until next Monday. All right? Anyway, until next time, thank you for tuning in with me. Spread it around like wildfire. Maybe I'll see you on the Ghost Show tomorrow. Until then, I'm out of here.